I mean, we've worked incredibly hard the last 2 years to get the culture, going in the right direction. It's not where we want it, but it's going in the right direction. The playing style, the identity, the training facility, getting that equipped right so we can have a good Monday to Friday with video, with analysis, with work on the field. Still not where we want it to be, obviously. There's still been some bumps along the way, but I think the bumps along the way make you stronger. Dealing with the injuries this year, for example, we found ways to get through it at times. Without the injury, we probably clinched a couple of weeks ago, but I think that ultimately it makes you stronger down the stretch. Dealing with that things, and I think I can honestly say that I feel like the club is going the right direction on the field. Are we where we want to be? No. Do we have work to do? Absolutely. There's still a long way to go to where we need to be in terms of dominating every game and keeping the level of our play high and getting the squad and those things right. But man, it's going the right direction. The players tonight were fantastic. Even the players didn't play. Harrison, Jesus, Ben, Maka, Yannick's out, Callum's out. I mean, credit to those guys as well. I think everybody's put in time this season where that was for everybody. Everybody's earned that through their work over the past 32 games. To where we get to clinch at home last game of the season for our fans is nothing better than that.
How was that? The atmosphere tonight, I think that's the most fans we've probably had at least all year, if not last year too. How was that for you, kind of on the sideline?
The energy felt great. You could tell in the stadium there was a fair few people in here, and the BYB, man, that section was full to overflowing out. For them to come out like that in the final home game and help us was phenomenal. And tonight was all about energy for us. We said our energy off the ball and with the ball needs to be high. We know Detroit works so hard. They're such a difficult team to play against. They can make it really difficult, so you have to match their energy and beat their energy, frankly. And I thought we did that from the first kick. And then the difficult thing is maintain it for 90 minutes. But I thought the guys did a tremendous job of maintaining that energy and that intensity for 90 minutes. And the fans definitely helped with that. They helped push us through, and we reward them with 3 goals and a clean sheet.
In a vacuum, that result, 3-0 against a team that can be tricky to play against. How did you think the performance went tonight?
Incredible performance, objectively and subjectively. Arguably our best performance of the season, just from start to finish, in terms of minute 1 to minute 90 or minute 96, wherever we played. The desire, the understanding, the commitment for every moment of the game was phenomenal. There was no lull. There was no, even when Detroit had the ball full up, but they got a shot, which they're going to get. There was no lull. No one dropped heads. No one kind of got down. No one shouted at each other. It was just full commitment to the cause of what do I need to do right now to be successful. And I thought the guys embodied that incredibly well tonight. They showed that desire all the way through the game.
What does this do for you? Sorry, go ahead, Drew.
To that point, my favorite moment of the entire night was Pino's assist. Just, he's a goal scorer, wants to score goals, but unselfishly dropped it off.
Yeah, I mean, look, it was 2 subs, right? Pino and Molina. And that's what I say about the guys who didn't play, the guys that are on the bench. They're just as important as the guys that play 90 minutes. They really are. Molina earned that tonight through his work in training the last 2 months. He has learned how to be a pro. He's learned how to bring a high level every single day. His work ethic in training has improved. And that's what gets you on the field. It's not what you do in games necessarily. It's the team gets picked on what you do Monday to Friday. And we haven't been playing him, not because of what he does when he comes on, but because of the Monday to Friday. He needs to raise his level. And the last 2 months he's done that, and he's shown an incredible attitude. So to put him on tonight at 1-0 shows the trust we have in him now. And for him to get the goal, and for Pino to come in, started the last few games, didn't get his goal, but to come in for 5-10 minutes and do what he did. Both of them, for me, embody what a playoff team looks like, what a top team looks like, because you're only as strong as the guys that are on the bench. That's the reality. Everyone gets called upon, everyone has to do a job, and I thought they all did their job well tonight.
Briefly mentioned it, without Yannick, without Callum, Mac has been unavailable for a bit, Aiden Quinn. How do you think the guys have sort of adjusted to that, having to step up in those positions?
It took a couple of games to get the balance right without Aiden. I mean, it was a sucker punch. I'm not going to lie to you, losing Aiden. When you watch games back and you see the work he gets through and things that he does that nobody else really sees. the balance he gives the team offensively and defensively on transition is incredible. I mean, he's our best transitional player in terms of counter pressing and win the ball back, but also, defensively when he's in the back third of covering spaces and blocking things. It took us, it's taken us 3 or 4 games to figure out what the best balance is now without him. I mean, Jax tonight had to put a little bit more, stay in there we can, which is what Aiden was doing. So I think we got the balance back tonight, which allowed Robbie and Eunice to get more involved as fullbacks. You can't replace those players. That's the reality. I don't believe in people aren't replaceable. Everyone's different. You have to find a different solution because the profile of player you bring in, no matter how good that player is, it's going to be different. So it changes the characteristics of the team. But I thought tonight we got that balance right between offense and defense, between committing numbers but being safe behind the ball, knowing Detroit are a good transitional team. I thought our counter pressing to go be aggressive was incredible. So yeah, I think losing those players hurt, but I think tonight we found some solutions we're really happy with. Now the guys have to continue that level.
Anything else you want to add?
Happy for the fans. That's the most important thing. I think 3 or 4 years without being in the playoffs, it can start to kind of hang over your head a little bit. That's the reality. Getting back in was huge, but it's just the first step for the club. I mean, we all want bigger and better things. But the first step is solidifying yourself as a genuine playoff team. And I think we've done that this season, and now let's go play well in these next 2 games. Let's see how it shakes out, and let's go and try and win some playoff games. If we play that tonight, and the fans are behind us on the road or at home, we can do some damage.